Hey guys, Martin here from Buccas Outpost and the Weekend Warrior. This is your event briefing and basic run through of the rules before Raids of Gebet on the 4th and 5th of May. Please, if you have seen this video, please share it with members on your team so that everyone gets to see this video. It just means that we can do a shorter, briefer briefing on Saturday morning before the game. So if everyone is relatively up to speed before we even get to the venue, then we know we're all on the same page. So we're going to do a quick run through of what you need to know in the context of needing to put it on a video. But everyone has been emailed the rules document. It's got everything in there all the way through to the night ops information, etc. So please, if you haven't got this, either email us asking for a copy or get it from a friend. It has been posted on the Facebook page. It's posted on Discord. It's been emailed to everyone at least twice. If you haven't got it, I don't understand how, but we need to get it to you. It's your obligation to read this before coming to the event. All right, so a run through from the start. Firstly, thank you for buying your ticket for Raids of Gebet. We massively appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys coming, we wouldn't have an event and we wouldn't run an event. So again, thank you. Very importantly, Sam, the owner of the property, won't be at the event. He hasn't been out, but I want to thank him as well. If it wasn't for Sam, we wouldn't have the property and we wouldn't have these events. All right, so by the time you get to the property, you obviously get your gear set up, get your camp set up, etc., depending on what time you arrive. You need to get your check-in done as soon as you can. That saves on queue times, etc. for everyone else getting checked in. So if you're there on Friday, please get your check-in done between 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Friday. All right, so at the check-in, you will need to fill in the waiver form. If you don't fill in the waiver form, you can't be on the field. Again, it's just as much your obligation as it is ours to make sure you have your form filled in before we go onto the field. So if anyone watches this video and doesn't fill in a form on the day, you are not insured. You cannot go on the playing field. All right, so Saturday morning, you can check in between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. I would really like everyone to be checked in way before 8 a.m. Briefing starts at 8 a.m. So if you are a last minute person, if you're a late arrival, you need to have your gear on and ready to go. Check in before 8 a.m. Step straight to briefing because we're going straight on the field. Chronographing is at the same time frames as check-in, so between 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Friday night, or between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. All blasters must be chronographed. If for some reason you don't chronograph a spare, it can be done throughout the event, but if there's no admin staff available in the safe zone at the time you need to do a chronograph during the game, you're going to have to wait for someone. All right, so as part of your check-in, you must have pre-filled in a next of kin and health information form. I'm missing about 20 people still out of the people that have so far bought tickets. If you have not filled it in, or even if you have filled it in and if it's not marked off on our register on the day, you will have to fill in a handwritten form on the bench when you fill in your waiver. As we said, chronographing, all gel blasters must be under 300 feet per second, and they can only shoot commercially available gels. Any kind of water, whatever you want to do to improve the growth of your gel, but it must be a super absorbent hydrolyzed polymer gel, cannot be anything other than a water-based, water-grown hydrated gel ball at a maximum average of 350 feet per second. 40 max grenades, hand grenades, mortars, rockets, etc. They cannot be chronographed, but they all have to be assessed and approved by me. Okay, so if you're shooting anything other than foam balls or the very few commercially available foam darts out of a 40 max, you need to bring your projectile for me to check. In short, they have to have soft edges. They cannot have any sharp edges of any shape or form on the outside. Everything must have a soft squish to it, How much squish is subjective to the product. If it's heavier, it needs more squish. If it's lighter, it just needs to have a soft surface with no sharp edges. Every edge must have some form of compliance, a bend or squish to it. Even if it has a ring around the outside of a 40mm dart, a foam dart, to create some spin, some rifling, it must be soft. It must be squishable. All blasters that are chronographed will be tagged with a randomly colored cable tie, alright? We will endeavor to put them in places where it's out of your way, not annoying, not visible to players in front, so it's not a big flag hanging off the front of your blaster. But if any form of referee or event crew come up to your blaster and don't see a colored cable tie that we would have applied to it, then you cannot use that blaster on the field. Now, same as all gel ball fields, you must wear Australian and New Zealand approved safety glasses or eyewear. Can be a face mask, although I don't recommend it. Can be goggles. If it's safety glasses, they must wrap around the sides and have absolutely minimal gap all the way around. Now, I appreciate that a lot of glasses that come around the side, you will have a slightly bigger gap here because there's arms, but you must do your absolute best to make sure they give your eyes the best possible protection. It's not my fault, my future issue if you're not wearing the correct eyewear and get an injured eye. But on the field, if we see that you are not wearing the correct eyewear, you will be asked to leave the field and not allowed back on the field until your eyewear is correct. We will have a handful of brand new safety glasses out there in case anyone needs them or loses them or drops them or gets broken. And if you're playing at night, please bring clear safety glasses. Anyone that's trying to play through the night wearing tinted safety glasses, you're crazy. The amber, yellowy, orangey safety glasses do work really well at night, but you need to make sure your eyes work with amber safety glasses, because mine don't. I cannot wear them. Alright, now, on field, if someone calls a ceasefire, that is an in-game ceasefire. If you hear someone shout, stop, 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 or no duff, no duff, no duff, that is actually a game control, game admin stoppage of the game due to a medical or some form of major issue. We will only call a stop, stop, stop or a no duff if it is a major issue that cannot be resolved without stopping the game. If the game has to be stopped, we will call it. So if you hear a no duff, or a stop, 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 stop where you are. Don't keep moving on to someone else. Don't keep hiking. Don't keep playing. Stop. If you need to get to your group to tell them it's a stop, then reconvene, regather with your group. But your group as a mass cannot move and carry on playing. Stay where you are until you hear the game recommences so that we can carry on from there. Do not take your eyewear off, but you don't shoot your blasters at the same time. Okay? So don't shoot your blasters in a no-duff, and preferably please keep your eyewear on just in case somehow someone accidentally pulls a trigger and accidentally discharges a gel. Now, on the field, there is zero tolerance for verbal or physical abuse. Yes, we appreciate there will be some swearing here, a little bit of anguish there, but if anyone is verbally aggressive towards someone, or even more than that, physically aggressive to someone, you will be asked to leave the field to at least go and have a breather and calm down, or if it's serious enough, you'll be asked to leave the property immediately. If anyone takes it to the next level, police will be organized. Now, the safe zone. The safe zone is where everyone is camping. It is where all the administration happens. It is where the paramedic will be. Everything to do with the word safe zone, etc., means safe zone. In that safe zone, there is no shooting of gel blasters. In that safe zone, you do not have to wear safety eyewear. When you shoot your blaster, you must go to the firing range, which will be just to the left of the administration shelter. Okay? No shooting of gel blasters into the bush at other areas off the side of the safe zone, because you don't know who is in that bush just there. If you need to do some tech work on your blaster, bring your gear, come and sit in the admin shelter under the roof, grab a table and a chair, Then worst case, if you need to shoot your blaster, you're right next to the range and you can shoot your blaster from the side of the admin shed. All right. Now that safe zone has a 20-meter soft perimeter. So it's obvious where the safe zone starts. The trees end and it's a clearing, and there will be cars and tents and probably not people during the game. But if you're in the game and you can see the safe zone just there within 20 meters, you should also see some red and white marker tape on trees marking a 20-meter soft zone. In that soft safe zone, in that soft perimeter zone, do not shoot gels towards the safe zone. If you're in that 20-meter perimeter and someone is shooting at you, I suggest you get out of that safe zone, because you're not supposed to be shooting within that soft perimeter. If someone is in that soft perimeter and you're trying to shoot at them, but you can't because your gel might sail past and go into the safe zone, then you need to move position, and the person in the soft perimeter also needs to move away. So the soft perimeter is purely a mythical boundary that is trying to stop you getting too close to the safe zone. If you are in the safe zone and there is gameplay right nearby, either please wear safety eyewear or some form of eyewear, or move away from the people that are playing so that you can ensure you do not get shot in the eye. Now, in the safe zone, there will be the portable toilets that we bring into the property. They will be, same as last year, on the right-hand side as you drive into the safe zone. You should surely see where the toilets are. There will be toilet paper provided. There will be cleaning equipment provided. Please, if you're using the toilet, it's your obligation to keep it clean. It's not anyone else's obligation to clean up after you. So clean the toilets yourself. That way everyone has a clean experience. Last year we had someone that was amazing and kept them absolutely maintained for us, but it's everyone's obligation to do it yourself. Now, gel balls, we said before, there is no limit to how many gels you can carry. No limit to how many gels you can use. They just must be, obviously, a gel ball and nothing but a gel ball. If anyone gets caught using 6mm plastic balls or silicone balls or metal balls, you will be reported to the police. Alright, so as we said before, a hit is... Sorry, we didn't say before, but a gel ball is a maximum 350 FPS, and the hit ruling is any part of your body that gets hit by a gel, whether it be your backpack, your hat, your clothing, your boots, your hands, your feet, anything on your person that gets hit with a gel is classed as a hit. A hit on your gel blaster does not count as a hit. You would not die if the forend of your blaster got hit by a bullet. Okay? But any other part of you gets hit by a gel, you are hit. A 40mm propelled rocket or grenade or hand grenade has a 2.5 meter radius of your hit. So if you hold your gel blaster right in front of you and rotate around out to the end of your gel blaster, that would be about a 2.5 meter radius. That is the hit radius of a 40mm or a 40mm launch grenade, as in like a rocket propelled grenade, or a hand grenade. A mortar that is fired up into the air, or a bigger rocket than just a 40mm, so something like a Nerf rocket, has a 5 meter radius. Okay, so it's double the hit radius of a hand grenade or a 40mm. If you cop a 40mm or a hand grenade to the body, sorry, it's just a 40mm grenade to the body, then only you is hit. There is no radius included. You have taken a hero hit. A grenade explodes where it explodes, not where it rolls to or where it bounces or where it ends up. It's where it explodes. If it explodes in the air, it does not count. Only will kill you if it explodes within a 2.5 meter radius on the ground from you. If you're hiding behind hard cover, or say in a building, a grenade or a 40mm will not kill you on the inside of the building. A rocket or a mortar, so a big artillery style explosion, will get you hit like being hit by a gel if you're on the other side of the wall. So let's say you're in a shelter and a mortar lands on the roof. You are not dead out of the game. You need to be medicked by a medic or, a normal medic ruling. If you get hit by a grenade or a 40mm, you are dead. You cannot be revived. You must go to respawn. Okay, so on the medic rulings, every medic will be given a medic card, and if a player wants one, there is a few there, but there's not enough for every single player. It's pretty simple. This has been sent out in a flowchart. It's been sent out in the rules. It's pretty simple. All gelball hits have a 5-minute bleed out time. If you are not medicated in 5 minutes, you go back to respawn. All grenade and mortar hits are an instant death. Unless you're in a building or behind hard cover, then a grenade is just an injury and you can get medicated. Players are to carry your own white tourniquet or bandage. If you want to use a proper kind of black style tourniquet, you can. You got to provide it yourself. So everyone will have one white bandage. If you are wearing 5 kilos worth of weighted body armor, you get 2 white bandages or 2 of your own tourniquets. So you have 1 revive if you're not carrying weights, 2 revives if you are weighted. After you have used your white bandages, which can be applied by any friendly player, you then have 1 medic life revived by medic, which is an orange band. If you die wearing the orange band, you're off to respawn. And then take your orange band off and leave it at respawn for medics to resupply there. And you take your white band off and put it back in your own baggage. Alright, medics will be carrying 6 orange bands only. So once they've used those 6 orange bands, they need to go and replenish from the respawn or their own headquarters. Okay, done that one. So when you go back to respawn, please have a drink. As simple as that. Refresh at every opportunity you possibly can do. So that's pretty simple, alright? All medic or tourniquets or bandages must be worn on an upper arm or somewhere on an arm. So it's pretty obvious. Don't tuck it away down in your ankle where someone might not see it and you try and fudge the game. Okay, so this event is a 3-phase event. We are starting the game at 9 AM on Saturday, and phase 1 ends at 5 PM on Saturday. So that's daylight hours on Saturday. That's phase 1. If you want to play 4 hours into the night, you carry on through till 9 PM. So that's 9 AM to 9 PM is phase 1 and phase 1.5. Okay? So if you are ending your gameplay at 9 PM on the Saturday, you must notify us that at registration on Saturday morning. We will have a register and you need to notify us of what you intend to play, whether it be, say for example, Saturday daylight hours only, or Saturday and Sunday daylight hours only, or Saturday daylight and evening, and Sunday daylight only, or maybe 29 hours all the way through the night. We need to know that on the register. Speaking of the register, if you are playing through the night, if you come off the field, to stay off the field, you must notify us you are not on the field. Now, in the essence of a Milsim game, if you're playing or planning on playing the 29-hour event, we want you to start at 9 AM and finish at 2 PM. We don't really want you to come on and off the field as you so wish, to have a shower, to have some dinner at your camp. It's not really within the essence of a Milsim game. If you want to be playing the whole event, you need to attempt the whole event. Of course, if you need to go and have a breather, sit out, your blaster's broken, grow some more gels, you can do that. This is not military. We're not forcing you to do anything. But if you're trying to do the 29 hours, please try and do the 29 hours. Don't plan to do the 29 hours, but stop to have a shower and have a nice warm dinner. That's not really within the essence of Milsim. If you're wanting to have dinner and sleep in your tent, just play till 9 PM and finish after that. Sorry, had to have my tea. Now, players playing through the night, as in from 9 PM through to 9 AM, you are not expected to do anything other than ideally stay on the field and take part of the full Milsim event. You are welcome to have a camp set up and sleep the night. No one is forcing you to do anything. But again, same as before, the whole essence of a Milsim is to stay up somewhat through the night and stay up on pickets, which is a security detail for your harbour area or your operating base or whatever it is you're protecting. Maybe go on a patrol. Potentially do a mission if there is one. whatever you want to do, you do it. But it is critical that you wear eyewear the whole time through the night. If you're zipped up in a tent that a gel ball cannot penetrate, of course you can take your eyewear off. But if you're not protected by a bubble, you cannot take your eyewear off. Now, again, through the night, you don't have to have night vision. You don't have to have thermal optics. You can use a torch, okay? Enemy will be using the torch. You will be using a torch. You can string up lights in your trees above your camp. You can floodlight your operating base if you want to. There's no ruling against it. There's no reason why a whole camp harbor in the middle of the jungle in real warfare wouldn't have lighting if they felt they needed it, all right? If they didn't think their camp would get attacked, they could have lighting. You've got much more chance of your operating base being attacked than your camp being attacked. All right, so players that are playing through the night and carrying on through till 9 a.m., you are staying on the field until 2 p.m. Sunday. All right, so obviously sometime on Saturday you need to have your camp set up. Sometime on Sunday you need to have your camp packed up. All right, so keep it to an absolute minimum of whatever you can do, but there's plenty of time. All right, now at 9 a.m. Sunday the game is not stopping. There is no rebriefing, but the players that came off the field during the night need to get back to their team's operating base for 9 a.m. for re-kickoff. Because the players that are still on the field are already playing. They could be mid-attack. But once you step back on the field, you are not back in the game until you report back to your operating base, to your commander there. So if you're on your way to your operating base and you see the enemy, you are not in the game until you report in to your commander. And at 9 a.m. your commander will radio into admin to tell us who is on the field, how many players he's got ready to roll, so that we can obviously ensure the game is going to work with the missions and etc. that are planned with the numbers that are back on the field. All right, now boundaries of the property. This map has been provided online and there will be some available on the day, but I'm not printing 150 odd maps to do so. So if you need one, you grab it yourself. Now, obviously, the boundary is pretty obvious. The whole top boundary up here has a wire fence the whole way with markings the whole way. This boundary here doesn't need a fence. It's got a 50-meter clearing the whole way. If you pop out of the trees and there's a 50-meter clearing with signs the whole way for the coal seam gas line underneath it, you're at the boundary. Don't go running across that open area thinking that this is in-game. It's not. At the southern end here, and on this track here, there is a dirt road track, a road, and a road, and there will be signs like this every 10 or 20 meters stating that this is a boundary line along this bottom edge and this section here. There will also be taped markers all the way along there to identify that that is a boundary because there isn't a fence there. This section here is all taped off, and this along here is the flowing creek bed. Now there might be 2 meters, it might be 2 meters wide, it might be 30 centimeters wide. It all comes down to how much of the rain that we had 10 days ago is hung around in the creek as to how flowing it is. But if you have to walk down a fairly decent riverbank, across a sandy base, even wade through water and back up the other side, then you've gone out of bounds. All right? It's all pretty simple. It can't really be gotten too wrong. Now, as you can see, this map has got a grid reference on it. It is not NGRS. It is not military spec. This is a grid reference based on roughly 100 meters that we have created for the property. Now, this map with the C5 or 5C, whichever way you want to read an X and Y axis, this is the reference, which is super basic, of a roughly 100 meter square. That is what missions may or may not be based on. So if your team has a fancy NGRS map that does not reference these grids, then you may not be able to complete the missions with the map you have. Alright, next off the list. To start the game, it is absolutely required that every player has a minimum of 3 litres of water on their person. Please, please, please take more water than 3 litres. It is not enough to get you through just daylight hours, never mind the whole 29 hours. There will be a support vehicle at the safe zone, at the briefing. Bring your water, bring extra gels. If you want a spare blaster delivered to your fob or camp. If you are camping through the night, if you're playing the 29 hours, you don't have to lug all your gear in on your back. You can have it with your team colouring in a particular area at the safe zone, and we will put it on the trailer or on the truck and bring it to you in the field. Okay? Now, we probably won't bring it to you first thing. It will be sometime around about midday, something like that, sometime during the day, because it is not the most important aspect of the event for admin. So ensure you start the day being able to play the first 4 or 5 hours, something like that, without needing this resupply. All right? There will be other water available. There will be water at the respawns. There will be water in the safe zone. But obviously, we will take your extra water to your operating base for you. All right, everyone should be pretty down pat with the colouring for the event. Blue 4 are wearing multicam only. Red 4 is wearing anything bar multicam or a black/navy blue shirt. You can wear any other camouflage pattern, any other multicam pattern, just not original multicam green. You can wear tropic or arid or night if you're red 4. You can wear any other plain colouring, any other tartan or pattern you want, just not multicam original, or black or a dark navy shirt. Blue 4, as we said, is multicam only. Nothing else. Green 4 is a black or a navy shirt only. Nothing else. Alright? Now, if someone comes in the wrong colouring, if for some reason someone changes teams, we will apply a colour tape to the arm. Red, green or blue, pretty easy. If for any reason someone changes team, you will be given a red, green or blue colour band to represent your team. Okay? So if you happen to see on the field someone wearing a completely different colouring to a colour armband, the armband overrules their shirt. Let's just say they've torn their multicam shirt, if they're on blue team, and they need to wear something else that they have, and they've put on an Ozcam shirt, we will give them a blue armband. There's no other way around it. You will get taped. If for some reason a team defects to the other side during the event, they will have an armband tape, which overrules the colour of their shirt. Alright, now someone wearing a ghillie suit or a sniper suit or a leaf suit or an invisibility suit, you need to make sure your team know you're on their team. So I highly recommend, if you're completely covered head to toe in some form of ghillie suit, you have an identifier on you that A, your team knows you're on their team, and B, the enemy kind of realizes you're not on their team. Alright, we've spoken through some hit rules. Gun hits do not count. The weighted armor, if you're not wearing a weight, you have 1 white bandage. So that's 1 buddy aid, or anyone on your team can aid you and apply. And you will get, obviously, 1 orange medic respawn. If you are wearing 5 kilos worth of weighted plates in a plate carrier, which is not hanging behind me, you get 2 white bandages and 1 orange medicated bandage can be applied. Okay? Now the 5 kilo weights is not water weight. It is not your gear you're wearing. It must be a weighted insert into a plate carrier to represent you wearing a front and rear body armor. Now we won't be weighing them on the scales, but please don't game the game and rock up with 2 kilos and say it's 5 and try and get away with it. So, grenade hits and 40mm grenades are a 2.5 meter radius where they explode. Hit the body, hero kill, no one else dies. A rocket or a mortar, you're dead. Alright? Grenade or 40mm, if you're behind hardcover in a building, etc., you are fine. If you're hit by a mortar direct hit to the building, you need to get medicated. Please, at your spawns, drink water. Around the spawns is a 20-meter re-engagement zone. So people coming out of spawn do not immediately get shot by enemy to put them back in spawn. That's just gaming the game, alright? So give them 20 meters to disappear into the bush and get on with it from there. Alright, now the respawns. When you get to your respawn, the respawn will be identified with red and white tape, slabs of 600ml water bottles, and one of these signs. Pretty simple. It's a 5-minute respawn. It is a shared respawn for both teams, which is what this 20-meter re-engagement is for. If red and blue are separating and respawning at the same time, they can walk away without having to hunt each other. Have snacks if you can. Have some water. Refill your water supplies. Use the water until it's gone. Would rather not have water left out there. Very importantly, dead man don't talk. Okay, on your way back to respawn and while at the respawn, don't be on the radio cheating, telling your team intel. Wait till you're re-alive, alright? Now, please, in the respawn, do not remove your eyewear. It is not a safe zone. It is not big enough to be classed as a safe zone. If you need to clean goggles or whatever, pull your t-shirt over your face. Have someone else cover your face with something so that you can deal with your glasses. Alright, 20-meter re-engagement. And please, there will be bin bags. Please put your rubbish in the bin. It just makes everything else neater and tidier for everyone else. Alright, now, similar to Viper's Fury last year, the absolute backbone crux of this game is a domination. There is domination points on the field to take control of and own. You get on the radio, you tell game control that you've taken control of the domination point. The name of it will be on the sheet and what time, and they log it. You raise your flag and away you go. If you haven't seen the video, there is a video just showing the very, very simple raise your flag for the domination points. Now, throughout the game there is the Buccas currency. If you have currency on you, if someone kills you, as in not dead through a rocket, but shot and waiting in your 5-minute bleed out time, you can have money stolen from you. If someone asks you if you have money on you, you have to say yes, but you only have to give up 100 Buccas. If you have 10,000 on you, you only have to give up 100 per player. Of course, 10 players could ask you. There will be missions in the game, so you have domination points, which scores you points every half an hour that you own the domination point. You have missions to gain money. You'll have objectives, perks, other bits and pieces to gain Buccas. Now, the end game, who wins, who loses, comes down to who cashes in the most money. There will be a cash box given at your HQ. Cash in the money. Once your money is in that box, it is safe. It cannot be stolen. It's banked. And from there, we count up the money and the domination points at the end to get a clear winner or loser, hopefully. Now, there is event crew, non-player characters, and potentially PMC characters, PMC players that are not on any team. Now, these characters, etc., are there to both facilitate missions and also to aid in potentially assisting teams, driving missions, etc. So if you see myself or the other event crew, which will be wearing shirts like this at admin, etc., that are not wearing either a colored band or a particular team coloring, for example, they may be PMC. If they're wearing a fluoro vest or anything that obviously identifies them as being just event crew and not actually playing, don't shoot them. If they look like they might be a fancy dress character playing a role for a mission, maybe LARP it out and see how that goes. Now, we have got multiple first aiders at the event, first aid kits, etc., etc. We also have an advanced lifesaver and ALS paramedic coming to the event, who will be based in the safe zone. Now, the paramedic can only be there during daylight hours. They are not there at the night. They cannot be available through the night. So if anything happens through the night, that's on us to deal with. Obviously, we sort it out as we go. It's not a problem. In the safe zone, on the table at sign-in, you will find one of these. Now, this has got phone numbers for event crew. It's also got phone numbers for local hospitals, police station, fire station, etc. Anything that we may need throughout the event, that will be on the admin table the whole time. So if for some reason you can't get hold of admin, or if you want to deal with it without admin, then jump on those phones. All right. Very good. Okay. Now also with the first aider stuff, you have told us, or you should have told us through your next of kin document, any issues. Obviously, if a first aider, etc., is dealing with you, that needs to be told as well at that point. All right. Now, you will find at a Buccas Outpost wildlife, if anyone harasses, injures, shoots, does anything to wildlife, massively frowned upon, you'll be asked to leave. It is a rural property. There is wildlife out there. You will see wildlife. You will hear wildlife. Just ignore and carry on. All right. Now, it is a rural property. No fire is to be lit on the property at any time. If you're cooking in field, you must be using a containable fuel source, as in a gas stove. No open fires for cooking, please. No open fires through the night. No burn barrels, nothing of the sort. Nothing that emits fire. Of course, if you need to use something like a mosquito coil or something like that, that's perfectly fine. But just make sure it cannot be dropping any hot ash onto dry leaves on the floor. Similar for smoking, all right? It is a big property. You can smoke on the field, but you must smoke away from other players. Do not be walking along in a group of people and spark up a cigarette and expect everyone to be fine with it. If you're smoking, you need to disappear away. Put yourself at risk by separating from your group, by putting out a smell that people will smell hundreds of meters away to have your cigarette. If you're smoking in the safe zone, you need to be away from people. So I would expect smokers to be over behind the toilets, away from everyone else. Me personally, I do not want people smoking near me. Simple as that. Now, within the safe zone and camping at night, if you are running a generator for any reason, you need to be doing it away from everyone else. Okay? I do not want to be sleeping near someone running a generator that is going to be keeping me awake through the night for any reason. If you need a sleep apnea machine, you need to be camping away from everyone else so that that generator is not annoying other people. People need to be getting a good night's sleep before the event, and people need to be getting a good night's sleep if they're camping during the event. Now, we are at the property until Monday if you want to be there with us on Sunday afternoon into the evening. We will have a big controlled campfire. Last year we had 40-odd people still sat around the campfire on Saturday night, and it was the best part of the weekend. And I please invite you to stay out there till Monday to enjoy that with us. Now, during the game, so Friday night, all day Saturday, through Saturday night into Sunday, no drugs and no alcohol, please. You're welcome to crack a beer and have a drink on Sunday night around the campfire, but no one can enter the playing field with alcohol in their system or any form of drugs. Illegal, illicit drugs, of course. If you do, there is no insurance to cover you, so you will not be permitted on the field. If someone thinks you were drunk or drinking the night before, you will probably be asked not to enter the field. All right, as we said, Sunday post-game, we will be around into the evening, lighting the fire. Of course, we'll be closing down the game from 2 p.m. on Sunday, so we'll be cleaning up, tidying up, packing away all the props, all that kind of stuff. But the campfire will be burning into the evening, into the night, and we will definitely be sitting and relaxing and chilling. That's it, guys. Any questions, please let me know. Please fill in your next of kin form. Please download and read a rules doc. Get a map if you need it. And if not, we'll see you at Buccas Outpost on the 3rd or the 4th of May. Thank you very much, guys. Catch you later on.